Like, there was one professor, it was for or what's the word? Astronomy, blah, 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 blah. The atmospheric science. There we go. Ha ha ha. I'm smart. I'm a university student. But my atmospheric science teacher was such an idiot. One day I was so bored in his class, I counted how many times he said or in 5 minutes, and it was. I actually have a picture of it somewhere. I have it somewhere in my notes. I keep all my notes. Maybe I'll take a picture and post that someday. I don't know, but he says and so often that it's most of what he says. And then instead of saying or like just saying etc., he'll say dot dot dot. So oh yeah, so precipitation is like rain, hail, snow, dot dot dot. And the first time we heard that, we're like, what? But this guy, all he knew how to do was just to read off the notes he had. I mean, he gave us lots of like pre-typed notes, which was cool, but like in the moment when you're reading it while he's talking, it made sense. But as soon as you were out of the classroom, they didn't make sense anymore. And I really tried, but I honestly don't understand why it was like that. Maybe that was just a weird thing. But since that's all he did, anytime we asked questions, he would just be like, I don't know. I don't know. Or he would think he's explaining it, but he really wasn't. Like, we tried asking him, because there was some concept he explained, or thing he explained, and it made it sound like snow was impossible. I'm not going to get into it because you guys don't care. So one girl asked, well, how does it snow? And he explained the whole thing again, like exactly what he had just told us, which wasn't the answer to the question. So on our break, when he left the room, the girl was like, I am so confused. So I had to teach the rest of the class how it snowed. Am I the one teaching the class? What the So you can guess, when I did his appraisal, I was like, this guy's an idiot. Fire him, please. Of course, I didn't actually word it that way, but you know what I mean. Just, I'm totally dead honest in some of these appraisals that we do, because there's just so many stupid teachers and students around me. Well, I can't really say anything about, I don't have any power to do anything about the students, but the teachers, I'm glad we have at least this. I don't know if they actually do anything, or maybe the university's just doing it to look good, but I do them, and I hope the teachers see them. And honestly, I want to know, I mean, because it doesn't help that I don't know what I want to do, really. I mean, I'm a writer. That's what I want to do. But there's not really much I can do with that in ways of career. Like, before, like, if I ever become a super famous novel writer and stuff, yeah, right. In the meantime, there's not really much I'm doing in ways of income. I'm a part-time worker, so ways of careers, I'm really stumped. I'm not a science student. I'm good at math, but I hate it. Astronomy scares the hell out of me. I took the class, I was really good at it, but just the idea of knowing you're a tiny little speck in the universe is kind of just, it's a little, it doesn't make me feel comfortable. So I only took that one class for the science credit, and then I hate English. Oh my god, English! Every single person I have talked to since coming to university has failed an English class. I don't know if that's because it's like a lot of ESL students at the school or something, but people I know who speaking English all their lives have failed English. I've failed English, well, the one class I took, I failed it, but that's because it was online. That's online. And then I took the class with a really good professor, and I passed. It was awesome. And then I just took the next level of English, and I failed that one too. And so did like 60% of the class. What is happening? It scares the hell out of me, because why are so many people failing English? People who've been speaking English all their lives. For ESL students, I can understand that. I've been speaking English my entire life. So have a lot of my friends. All of us have failed English. I gotta like get more details to figure out exactly what it is, but the fact that the average for English at our school is so bad, I really gotta wonder what is going on. And really, all in all, one of the biggest problems with our education system is testing. Standardized testing. People will rant and scream about it all the time. I rant about it every time I have an exam, because everybody wants, I hate exams. Me personally, is because with multiple choice, I can pretty much blow through multiple choice pretty quickly. I'm really good at multiple choice questions. When it comes to short answer or essays, and I have a time limit, I blank out. Completely blank out. When I'm in a silent room and I only have like my pen and the booklet to write in and the test, I blank out and I fail all my short answer sections all the time. I hope my mother doesn't see this, but I fail all the time. I hate exams. Multiple choice, fine, but short answer and essays, no. And maybe it's because I haven't learned how to like focus and get ideas down and articulate them in words, because once my pen hits the paper, I'm just like, I don't know what to write anymore. I can have all the ideas in my head, but it's like, imagine there's like the words in my head and they had to flow through my arm and come out my hand and go through the pen and I have to write it. Well, there's like a block and I just can't do it. There's like a kink in my arm. I don't know. I can't do it. And it's unfortunate because for Japanese class, which I didn't get a good enough grade to go to the next level, so I have to retake it again a year later because it's not offered in between. We studied with a whole group of people for that class, for that exam. And when we're in the room talking about it, I can say, oh, how do you conjugate this verb? Or what does this mean? Etc. And there's always someone or multiple people that knew the answer. Anybody that walked in the room would be like, yeah, these people know the content. But once we were in the exam, I mean, mind you, we were cramming, but we were studying a lot over time. The fact that so many of us did badly on the exam, a lot of people didn't pass that class either, actually. It really makes you wonder, because if here on the spot, if you're talking to me and I can tell you what I know, but then because of my exam tests, my exam grade, it shows that I don't know anything. Well, where's proof of that? If I can have a conversation with you that if it was like with the speech recognition kind of thing, if you took all my words without the ums and uhs and whatevers and etc., if you put those all down and then like kind of format it into an essay, if it's the exact same content, then how does it show that I don't know it when I obviously do? So that's the number one thing I hate about school. It's the exams. There's plenty of other ways to gauge whether a student is learning or not. There's assignments and group project. I mean, group project is a kind of an iffy one, but really all it is teachers and professors need to actually work to interact with the students individually. I know that's really hard in university, especially in like 100 student classrooms kind of thing, but at least in high school, elementary school, a teacher who has 30 students, I know it still sounds like a lot, don't put them in group projects and give them all the same grade, because that's obviously not all of them did the work. There's always that one person that just doesn't do shit. But if you see that they have a bad test grade, but then they talk a lot in class and are part of discussions, then obviously something's up. I can't count how many times a high school teacher told me, you know, really, if you just applied yourself, you'd be able to pass these tests. Because I know, I talk to you, and you're a smart person, and you always, like, you talk to me, and I can get things from you. It's like, well, thanks, but why are you like, I know they have to weigh the tests all the same for everybody, but that doesn't help anybody if you're just putting down the letter grade that says they're stupid when you know they're smart. I hated all my teachers that said that. Don't tell me that and then give me a bad fucking grade.